Okay, so we're recording. So we're just, again, I'm so thankful that you guys sort of came on to just want to talk about this, and so we could share some ideas about recognition. I had had a conversation with Judy because I have to tell you that recognition is not my thing. In that, I don't love to be recognized publicly. Like that makes me, like I'm very like, I don't know, I don't like walking the stage. Like I do it for my team and stuff. I literally like don't like to do it. So I really don't think I do a great job of it. I was just thinking today as I was sending some things to some active consultants, something I've been doing all year, that it was so silly what I was doing, and I don't think I recognized them any other way out, you know, like by name or anything like that, but I was sending them something just for being active, and I was thinking, this is so silly. Totally put somewhere else, or at least to be able to publicly acknowledge them versus that. So I really need help. So that's why I just would love to sort of have this kind of conversation. I sort of that outline there, and I think Rocky, you said, oh yeah, I already have it all written out and already, because I know you're great at recognition. I just thought it would be good because I know that I need help when it comes to personal team organization, but then also what you guys are doing with your directors as well. So does anybody have any other idea of how to have that sort of go, or do you want to we just sort of say, okay, so what are we doing for directors? What ideas? What have you done before? What are you thinking about here? And then we'll just sort of go that way. Does that make sense? Hi, Sarah.
Are you asking for, are you talking about just recognition for our directors, or are you talking about overall?
But that, I think that I want to break that up. Like I would like to, like, what are we doing for directors? What are we doing for your personal team? What are you doing organization-wide? Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
Because I have to think of it those different ways. I know that, and I know that Yvonne does this too. This is what I need, what I would love to talk about as well is also the system of it too. You know, I think, do you guys do that? I know that I've got it on certain times that on like Tuesdays and Fridays, like I'll update my team grid, which I know is some type of recognition. And it just sort of says where everybody is. They like to see, this is on my personal team, like it's just sort of a column and it's color coded and it goes by the commission structure. So like they see, oh, I'm going to be blue by tomorrow, you know, they'll be into the next column. That maybe because they did over 750 or whatever. So I know in my head, my system is on Tuesdays and Fridays, I'll update that. You know, so those are the kind of things. So I think it's Yvonne who has, she does certain, I thought it was her at one point, I'd seen her do that certain days. She does, you know, I don't know, the overall organization, you know, like recognition or whatever, like every Tuesday or something like that.
Do you want me to show you what I do?
Yes.
Okay, I'll share my screen and, oh, hold on, let me pull it up first.
Rocky is great at recognition, by the way.
And I'm so thankful well, I'm just so thankful all of you are here, but also just to share, but I do know that, Rocky. I've heard that's the word on the street.
Yes.
Let me find you guys. Okay, here you are. So I had this cheat sheet. I've been using it for years. And it's my favorite thing to do is recognize. And I think it supports a lot of things. I think it supports the company incentives. I think it creates a beautiful what is that? A team culture. Mm-hmm. And I think, you know, it gets everybody excited. So if you're kind of feeling, this is what I tell my, you know, directors, if you're feeling like you're not getting a response on your pages and stuff, just start doing recognition. Just throw it out there, and things are going to change. They really do. So after our last, not the last call, but the call before, Judy said something. She said, you know, if you're missing one of these pieces, fast-paced recruiting growth, team activity, you know, if you're missing one thing, everything is not going to work. And I was like, oh my gosh, what am I missing? What piece am I missing? And I was like, where's the list? And someone put a list, and I was like, oh, wait, I do that, but I've just never looked at it in that. So I went back to my checklist, and I like you said, color coordinated it so that I could see where I was spending the most time and kind of balance it out. So let me share my screen. So the colored part is new. So the orange represents the teamwork and activity. The green is the fast-paced recruiting growth, and the yellow is the career plan advancement. So this, let me see if I can scoot it over. Oh, so I just go down the day, like this is the first day of the month. And this is what I do. And I did have a cheat sheet that went, I did this training a couple of times, that I have a cheat sheet that goes along, and it literally like copy and paste the post. So, you know, you celebrate last month's show submitted sales and recruiting on the first day of the month. You welcome every single team member in your organization the first day of the month. And so then you can check it off over here in recognition. You always need some kind of motivation every day, and then some kind of training. So I feel like if I'm touching the organization or my personal team in those 3 areas every day, you know, people aren't going to slip through the cracks. They're not going to forget the incentive. They're going to know where they're at. They're going to see who they want to beat next month. So I mostly just go through the recognition reports and maybe some other new things. So that's what I do on the first. On the second, and then I use an old tickler kind of system, a binder that has 1 through 31 tabs. So, and it has my host coaching in the very similar way. So I just, when I'm done with this on day 1, on the first, I move it to the second. And then I open up the second on that day, and it'll have what I need to do for my organization, what host coaching I need to do. And that's how I work. So it's nothing you probably haven't seen. The quick tip text, that's just on a text, just for your personal team, you know, like, hey, you know, our team meeting's this day. These are the specials, and are you happy with your paycheck? And there's so many more paydays until Christmas, you know, something like that. And then maybe a tip for a product. And I just do that for your personal team. If you do it at the beginning of the month, it's more about them than if you do it at the end of the month. And it's better than saying, hey, what do you got going?
Can I ask a question, Rocky? What do you use to send those texts out? Do you do it as a group text, or do you have a app or anything? You just go one by one and send it?
Yeah, I just search their name, and I don't, on the text, I just copy paste it. I don't write a name because in fear that I will send it to Dawn and it was supposed to be for Laura.
Yeah.
So I don't.
I was just going to ask, do you have a lot of people that respond to that?
You know, most of the people I never hear it from,
okay.
They say, oh, thanks,
I do that too, and that's how it is.
Yeah,
That's not true. That's not true, because everybody responds to Rocky, okay?
You know, it's weird. People that I don't like, they'll say, oh, thanks so much, or, you know, thanks, I appreciate it, or just that kind of thing. And that goes back to your culture too.
Yeah.
So not like they're like, oh my gosh, yeah, I want to talk to you. Can we set up coaching calls?
Right.
No,
yeah, I do that too, and I kind of have the same response. So I just was wondering if that was kind of how it was for someone else too.
No.
Sometimes I get responses, but I think overall it does help with the culture, and it's important to do regardless of whether they're responding or not.
Yeah. Yeah, and just a feeling like, yeah, you're not there, just at the end of the month when are you going to be green, or we need a little bit more, for whatever. And then when you do need something like, oh my gosh, we got to pull out all the stops, they're really receptive.
Right.
Rocky, I have a question for you. Do you, by chance, would you be willing to share what you do? Would you be willing to send us the Excel file?
Yeah, and I think, this is an Excel. Yeah, I switched, it's in a PDF too, so.
Okay. And I'm
yeah.
wondering, like, do you have little explanations, like what's the heads up email on the 6th?
Yes, let me see if I can pull that up.
I mean, you don't have to do that now. If you don't mind including the ones that aren't self-explanatory, that would be awesome.
It is probably a little outdated because I kind of did this, but I didn't redo what I call the cheat sheet part.
Okay.
So, but it'll give you something to go off of. We can all do that. Figure that out. But yeah, yes, I can.
Thank you.
But I mean, it is just, I don't know. Let me get back to where I was. So, it just goes down, and I kind of do it in order of what I'm most excited about at the beginning of the month. I'm so excited about, what we did, and people want to know where we ended up, because a lot of times at the last part, I'm like, oh my gosh, and we'll go hour by hour, just like saying where we are in sales. And then the newly promoted, then your monthly goal update for recruiting and sales. What teams are green? So always, if I'm not checking I kind of just look at that and put it up. But if not, then on the 5th, I'm looking for green teams. Heads up email, consultant sales bonus, payday. My personal team recognition. Who's green by 15 again? I talk about that. $1,000 shows. Again, what's our goal? What's the update on our monthly goals? More, who else is green? So this is 5. So 5, day 5, day 10. It's probably day 15. So every 5 days, I want to know, what directors are green, and post that and be excited about it. The top 10 teams from last month. Where is your team fitting in our organization? And they get excited, especially the new ones, when they've made that top 10 team, if they're a new director team. Mid-month payday. And on the paydays, I like to say, what's that doing for you and your family? And so you'll see in the comments, oh, it helped pay for this. I took the dog to the vet, or we're going to go to Disneyland or something. It's really exciting to see. Green teams again on the 15th. And then the green by 15, it's fun to go live for the green by 15 and announce your top 10 in sales so far. And then I just do a green by 15 for my personal team. Share the love board. This is new since 2 of our trainings ago. So to actually talk about your share the love board and go live and talk about it. I haven't done that yet, but I did add it to my checklist. Consultant sales bonus update again. You can see how some of these are repetitive just to keep people on track. Career club, this is really good. And I just started doing this with people that are at career club level. The new 15,000. I know that we only get the 15,000 if they're on our personal team, but you can look at that report and have everybody. I just go back for it. I went back a year. So I have people in the 50,000, the 100,000. Dawn just made the 200,000. And for her team to see that, they're all like, go Dawn, go Dawn. They're so proud of her and, you know, cheering her on and stuff like that. So it was really, really fun. And then to see the recruiting. Oh, am I stuck? My internet's kind of bad. Trip points. I do, and all of these are copy, paste, post. The only thing I changed are the names. So I just search my group. I search my group for Hawaii. I copy the post and I change the names, you know, and it's that easy. And so you can see by the date, now I'm already down to about the 20th of the day. The top organization, sellers and recruiters, green teams again, consultant sales bonus again, monthly goal update again. Around the 23rd, I, talk about promoting the outlet, and maybe give them some words to say, to get those last sales in, to meet their goals for the end of the month. I set up my team training recipe night for the next month, just the events. Top directors. This one I like because I do a post that says the pace of the leader determines the pace of the pack. And so when people say my team's not doing anything, and they can see why their team is not doing anything. So that one's fun. Green teams again. The fast track that's still available to anybody in their 90 days. And, you can see that from the performance tracker. Consultant sales bonus again, monthly goal update again. End of the month payday and wrap up your show early. Get your, just a heads up, make sure that you're wrapping up your shows early. Excellence awards. I talk about excellence awards and the different categories and who's already achieved those levels. Do
you do that every month?
Yeah, you know what, I have been slacking. It's funny because on my last coaching call with Kathy, I'm like, I am so scattered. I just don't, I am just like all over the place. And and then I was like, I need to follow my checklist. And she was like, yeah, you really do. Because I have really been scattered, and for my host coaching this, and and when things were just like moving like a well-oiled machine, I'd come into my office, I'd open up my book, check. I just love a check mark, and boom, be done, on my way. So anyways, I was like, that's such a great idea. I got to do that. So, but yes, everything that's on this is every single month. If you want more people to earn excellence awards, you got to talk about it. You got to show them the people doing it. Green teams again, and then PC dollars. I do this for my personal team, and look, so-and-so, brand new consultant, already earned this much in PC dollars, this much in PC dollars. And that's also a report. So anyway, that's that. It's a simple checklist, and you can move it around, you can add to it, but it really, really seems to work.
Can I ask a question, Rocky? My question is that I know in some of them you actually specify personal team. If it does not say personal team, does that mean the rest of them you're doing in your organization page?
Yeah, a lot of, that's personal team, just doing it in my personal team. And it's usually something that all the directors are doing probably in their personal teams too, or it's just gotten too big and too time consuming to gather all that information. So when it becomes too time consuming, that, you can't do that for your organization anymore. Then go start with your personal team. Yeah, if you're like, I've spent way too much time on this, then maybe,
Well, I think that that's something that, I mean, because I don't have as deep with as many director teams as you have, but this is something, I've got a director retreat at the beginning of the month of January, and that's something they want. They want this kind of like system of how to do this kind of stuff. So I'd love to be able to give it to them. So sort of figuring out what I'm going to be doing on the organization page, and then what we're going to be doing for personal, you know what I mean? Like what is so I just got to figure that out.
And then sometimes what I'll do in our director team is, like, let's say I'm posting something on my personal team, I'll post that in our director team and say, this is what I'm posting, or especially if it's there, we've added new directors, you know, here's your team recognition, you know, just change the names and, you know, find your number one and all of those things.
I have all my directors in my personal team page. And so I always tell them, whatever I post in there, you guys feel free to take it and put it into your personal team page too.
Hi, Yvonne.
I am sorry. I'm so sorry I'm late. I'm telling you, this morning I woke up, I said, I know I need to do something today. Why isn't it in my calendar? I know I need to do something today. I apologize, y'all.
No, it's good.
I can't see you. I only have 1, 2, 3, 4 squares.
You have to hit the arrow, gal. Hit the arrow.
Where? What arrow?
Find her.
All the way on the bottom, there's an arrow on the under everyone's picture.
Oh, there you are. Oh, there you are, Dawn.
So, Rocky, can I ask you, do you do, and I guess this is what my thing is, I don't do a whole lot of recognition. My recognition probably is incentive. So, for example, when somebody's active, like I said, it's not a big sum, but it's like my director, or my personal team is pretty big right now. They get like $1 scratch off, like for being active. So, but that's costly. I mean, it could cost me, you know, and then with things, mostly like $75 a month just to send. So like that's where it all of a sudden occurred to me, Rocky, I love this. This is what I need, is exactly what you have here. But do you do any, I'm just asking you specifically, Rocky, compare with this, do you do anything like those top directors or the top like do you do any kind of send them anything or nothing? It's all.
Yes, she does.
No, wait. The only thing I do as far as monetary is my Green by 15, just to give it some excitement. For my personal team, I do a drawing for a $5 Starbucks card. But for my directors, I send out a $10 Amazon gift card and a note each month that they are active. Each month that they've met their requirements. So, and it's so worth it. If you listen to Stacy Itzel when she talked about where she puts her money, she says she puts her money into her directors. And because those are the people that are helping you move this organization to that next level. And it's $10, and if you get behind, it can be costly, because I did like 3 months. What did I do?
You did quarterly. You did September, October, November.
September, October, November, and it ended up being just over $300. But
what kind of gift card did you do?
Just an $10 Amazon gift card, and I email it to them, and I just say, check your email. I am celebrating all these leaders
For being green.
For being green. And then I list everybody, and I said, you've earned a $10 gift card for each month you were active in September, October, and November. So some people got 10, some people got 20, but I can't tell you the excitement over a $10 gift card that does. And now some of the directors, you know, I just know them because they're on my reports. I might have reached out, said, hi, congratulations on your promotion, but we're not really close. So it feels like really does feel like that grandma feeling that doesn't see her grandkids a lot. And like you send them a little gift and they're so happy and excited about it. It really is simple and powerful, I think, all in one.
Do you post that in your organization page, Rocky, or do you post it in the director team page?
In my director team page.
Okay.
Maybe I can
I- Another idea too, that on that same kind of note, and this was a conversation I just had with Judy when this whole kind of conversation spurred, was that going with like what Stacy does, because Stacy does with her executive, that she's always said that with her $500 car bonus, you guys have heard her say that before, where that if they're paid as an executive, any director, doesn't matter where they fall, if they're paid as an executive, that she'll take $100 and raffle it off. And then the next month, if they're paid 2 consecutive months as an executive, she'll raffle off 2 100, to any directors that are green. But what we were talking about, Judy and I were talking about, was maybe doing, and again, I would be taking that other income, that I'd be doing all the other stuff with, and doing a $50, if we were paid as a senior, so it sort of gets them like as a teamwork kind of thing as well. Then it would be a drawing.
Just to clarify, what Anna is talking about right now is I'm one of the directors on Stacey's team. So when you're entered into the drawing, if it's $100 or whatever, or if it's been 3 months and there's $300 that she's giving away, then she chooses 3 directors. Those directors get $50, and then someone from their team, their personal team, gets $50. So
so it's $100 going to the team, 50 to the director, and then does she do the drawing, or does somebody?
She does the drawing, yeah.
Oh.
So she'll draw. So if okay, this is the first month, there's only $100. She's gonna pull one name. That director is going to get $50, and then she's going to put everyone that was active from that director's personal team in a bin and draw somebody's name that was active that contributed to their team being a green team.
There's Julie Gizzy is my executive, and we do something called cooking on all 4 burners, and you guys have probably heard about that already, but it's just, you have to have your sales for the month, and then 2 recruits. One has to be personal, and then the other has to be within your personal team. 8 shows, and then you also have to submit a Google drawing form that just says kind of, what are your goals for the month. And then you get $25 conference cash when that happens monthly. I think that it's a great idea, but I struggle with the fact of rewarding people for something that we already expect them to do. And that's where I find it hard, that we're just active, $150 a month, as a consultant. But I think all directors should be doing all of those things. And if they're just, I don't know. That's where it's hard.
If it doesn't feel right, don't do it. Don't copy that. It has to feel good for you to be excited to give this, and have your recognition.
Well, I like that one. I like the cooking on all 4 burners, because there are, we're all working on all different things at all times, not just to reward just being, meeting your monthly sales goal, but also the recruiting, also the amount of parties that you're doing, and all of that. So I think it's cool. And then we also do a weekly, this past hour, the TPHI. Have you guys seen that? Mm-hmm. Just hashtag TPHI, this past hour and then it's a weekly one, and then I think she does a drawing for that at the end of the week, maybe for like a Starbucks or maybe some PC dollars. And it just shows that, whatever they're working on. Some people say, I sent out host packs, or some people will say, I submitted parties, or it kind of rewards all different levels of activity.
That's similar to what I was doing. I've been doing the Rockstar Do and Tell, and I'm sure you guys heard this. I don't even remember where it started, but like 2 years ago. So hashtag Rockstar Do and Tell, they just kind of post whatever they're doing in the group that contributes to their income, you know, and growing their business. And then I do a drawing it ends up being at the beginning of the next month based on all the rock star do and tell drawing entries. And it's gotten a lot to the point where I can't, like, it's hard to track. It's hard to, like, keep track of them all and when they were entered, and, like, the filters on Facebook don't always work right when you click the hashtag, and I don't know. So I guess I'm really struggling with, I want them to stay excited. I want them to keep communicating what they're doing.
I think what she does, Sarah, is just enters all of the people on that one post. So, like, for example, right now it's what month we're on the 16th, the month of the 16th. So it might be the week of the 16th, December 16th through the 22nd, this past hour, and then whoever commented in that thread or in that post is then entered into that drawing. Does that make sense? It might be easier for you.
That might be easier because, yeah, right now it's just they jump on and they post whenever they do it throughout the month, and it's great. Sometimes there's, 100 entries, sometimes there's 40, but it's hard to tell because, like, I'll be like, November 30th entries right next to the December 2nd entries, and which month are we working with? And I get confused because my brain can only hold so much,
Right. We all get that, that's for sure.
I don't do a drawing every month or an incentive every month for all my directors, but I do it like during those struggle months, like during the summer when it's harder to meet numbers, because that gives them something to kind of work towards. And it really does help. It does help in those months because the other months, it's easy. Like during the fall months and things like that, it's easy to meet numbers. So there's really no need to give an incentive then. But the months where it may be a little bit of a struggle, that extra incentive sometimes can make a huge difference. But I only do it if everybody's green. So it'll be like a $50 gift card, but they have to all be green in order for me to do the drawing. But it really does work.
So everybody on your personal team?
No, just my directors.
Oh, mine was for everybody.
Yeah. No, I do a green by 15 every month, but I only do that for my personal team. I used to do it for the entire organization, but it just got to be too many people to keep track of. And then also it seemed like people that weren't on my personal team were winning.
Always winning.
Yes.
Right.
And then I started encouraging and, told my directors they need to be doing the green by 15 for their own team. And so that's what they do now. So I only do green by 15 for my personal team now. But I will do incentives. And like I just sent all my directors a cute little hat that I had made and then a $10 Starbucks gift card for Christmas. So I do things for them, but it's not like I do something every single month. I just feel like during those struggle months, where summertime, you kind of hear people are like, oh, I don't know, it's a little tough. And so then that gives them that extra boost because we want them green every month, right? Because we know that what they do this month is going to affect them 60 to 90 days later. So if we can have them green every single month, then it helps.
I'll share one thing I do, and it's super popular. Like everyone seems to really love it. That's why I just keep continuing to do it. So in the org page, it's called #It'sYourChoice giveaway. So every month I do for the entire org. If you're green by 15, you have to comment in that post in order to get in to win. So I don't have to try to keep track. And then literally right when they comment, I go into my notes in my phone and I have like December, it's your choice, Joni, #1. And then I continue it all the way down. And then, so they go in to win 1 entry for green by 15, 2 entries for $750, 3 entries for $1,250, $2,500, like that. But it's not hard to keep track of when it's all on the same post. And then right at that moment, I just number it. So like it goes 1 and then it goes like 2, 3, 4. If she has 3 entries, does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Sort of. No, not Rocky. So like, okay, so say Joni is green by 15. She's the first one. So she's number 1. And then Penny comes in and she's like, oh, I just hit 750. So she gets 2
comments.
They comment in that post. Yeah, in the one post. And then I just go to my notes and I go, okay, Penny gets number 2 and 3. Make sense? And then they're all super into it. Like they all are like, oh, I just hit 750. I just hit 1250. I just hit 2500. Like they're all excited. And then at the end of the month, I print out that thing that I saved in my phone. And then I just, on our live meeting, I do random.org and I put 1 through 125 or whatever. And then whoever was number 62, they're the winner of 50 Pampered Chef dollars or like $50 or $75 or so in products. So they could choose the Pampered Chef dollars or they can choose the product. But I can't tell you how much sales and excitement it's generated on the organization.
And what are your levels again? There's green and 750.
Yeah, they have to be green by 15. So it can't just be like they're green in like the 30th of the month or something. So
Yvonne,
yeah, green by,
can you share your post?
Yeah, you want me to like screen share right now? Or you want me to like just post it? Okay, hang on. Let's see if I can do it. Yeah. So here, well, you guys will really see because then you're going to see all the comments. I'll show you. Right. Okay. Can you guys see so far?
So they Yvonne, they don't get first requisite is that it has to be green by 15, and then they get extras depending on where their sales are by the 15th.
Yeah, so Laura, sorry, I didn't answer. Yeah, so they have to be green by 15, and then 750, 1250, 2500, 4000. So let me find my team page really quick. Sorry.
And do you include your directors in all of this, or is this just consultants?
Only consultants, okay. And then and then I do a separate one just for recruiting. So I go live every time somebody welcomes someone to their team. I'll show you guys that.
Hey, let me call you right back. Yeah.
So then I go live, and then I put on my little, like, this month it's this. And I'm like, oh, I'm getting this pie. Look who's in to win. She has a stocking, you know. So then all the girls who welcome someone to their team, they go in to win 25 Pampered Chef dollars at the end of the month just for recruiting. And I do include my directors because I'm really trying to get my directors to recruit more. So that's just for 25 Pampered Chef dollars at the end of the month. That's a separate one, and I go live. And that actually is pretty exciting. And then whenever I recruit somebody, whoever the next person that recruits somebody, they actually get 2 entries in. So right when I recruit someone, they're like trying to like recruit someone because I just recruited someone, so they know they're going to get 2 entries in. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Let's see. Sorry. I'm just going to scroll a second. Well, there's our holiday party going on. That's pretty exciting. And then we throw stockings up. We're having a mega 911 party for the team. I'm pretty sure I'm going to pass out after that one. Okay, yeah, so here it is right here. So you guys see that? So this is December, 50 Pampered Chef dollars of these products. Go into in December, Shining Stars, that's our team name. It's our, blah, 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 green by 15. So here's all the details right here. Go green by 15, you get 1 entry in. 750, 2 entry, 3 entry, 4 entry, like that.
I get it.
And then look, if you see, look at, there, like these are all the comments here. Look at, like, submitted 750, submitted 750. And then I just go in and I'm like, woo woo. And
that's better. That's much better than
I keep checking. Well, I don't know. I just feel like I think green by 15 is awesome. We want everybody to do that. Like, look, she just says, I'm green. I'm like, bam, you're in to win. So when you spent 750, well, I don't know what that was. I'm green. They're just like, hey, I'm green. I'm green, blah, blah. And sometimes they put the little heart, like green heart, and then stuff like that. Make sense?
Yeah, because that, instead of just focusing on that 150.
Yeah, because honestly, I would rather give a little something bigger for them doing more than just 150. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was just keeping that up so to tell you guys were all awesome right there.
Can you, would you mind sharing that? I'm like on the screen thinking I'm gonna like copy and paste that.
Oh, do you want it? I can share it. I don't know where you guys want me to share it, but I can share it, or if you want to screenshot this, whatever you want to do.
Put it in that post in her in the post so we can go back to.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be great. Thank you. And will you do the same thing, Rocky, and you do that with yours? I don't know if you can do that with that Excel sheet.
Yeah, it will be a file.
Yeah,
so,
okay.
I don't know if that's helpful for you guys, but it actually works really good.
So I have like so many things that I do. I feel like I'm like, all these ideas are great. It's just like, how do you like, I don't know if I should keep what I'm doing or change it up or what. I don't.
Whatever, if it's working for you, then keep it. But if you feel like, I don't think that's working, that's not motivating them, kind of thing, then change it. And it's New Year, so it's perfect time. Like, I already told the directors, we're going to do new stuff. Like, you guys are going to have new incentives, because as of right now, I do 20 Pampered Chef dollars when they're green team. And I'm doing that just their first 3 months when they become directors. So I kind of help them, like, give to their team and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. I think I might keep that part of it, but I got to change up for the oldie moldy directors,
Yeah, I've been doing the cooking on all 4 burners with
like that.
With the one personal recruit, a team recruit, 2,500 personal sales, and 5,000 as a team. Mm-hmm. But when I was talking with Judy Joel, she was suggesting doing something more like 25 shows and 10,000. So I don't know if I want to incorporate that into the cooking on all 4 burners or change it up altogether, or.
Yeah.
I like simple. Simple. And if you do the 25 show teams, I'm like, at minimum, that's 5,000. Uh-huh. And no one's going to be minimum to every show going to be $200. I love that. And I just stopped doing that, but I might go back to it, the 25 show team. And maybe just do like a 15, a 20, and a 25, because if you want them to start out at 15 shows, if they're a new team.
I think every team is different too. I think every team is different. So like Anna, you were asking like incentives versus recognition. I think each organization is just different. Like, I don't do a lot of incentives for my team or my directors, and most of my directors are green every single month, so I don't really feel like I have to. But for some, if your directors are not green, pretty much, they go a month and then they're not green and they go 2 or 3 months, then maybe start some incentives that might be a way to see if it makes a difference. Mm-hmm. I think if we,
my thought is too exactly that, Fun. I mean, I literally have this is a lot, but I have done that cooking on 4 burners, that kind of, and they never get it. I think we need to take a step back, and they get a $10 if they're green, or this whole kind of drawing. Like, I got to work somewhere from there, and I like the idea of them working together, because again, I'm like, this isn't my first rodeo, working towards the executive. So I have some older directors that remember when we went through this whole building towards the executive director before, and not soured, but I know how I look at it, and I know that maybe I didn't do some things the right way the first time around. So like I need them to get back to working together. So that's why I like the whole idea of let's work towards something. Let's work, and I know it's minimums, Laura, but like if we can work towards and actually be paid as a senior, like that would be really great. Like if we could do, and then get them moving, going, it's going to move up once we get to the executive, like it's going to sort of
See, I did the cooking on all four burners for my like, what's it called? Director bound, but we didn't call it director bound. So I did that for them, and I made it. It was like 1,500 in monthly sales, 6 parties submitted, and 1 recruit. And I don't remember what else the burner was.
Yeah.
But I did that for them.
And that worked? Like, that was sort of something fun to throw into that group.
Yeah, because it was like there was a little image, like just a stock image of a stovetop with 4 burners on it, and then we just wrote over it, and then they could kind of check them off as they were working towards them and achieve them. So,
do you feel their numbers went up by doing that, Sarah? Do you feel that they were able to do more by throwing that in the mix, or do you feel that it made a difference?
So I think we did 2 different programs. The one that finished before the end of November did better because like everybody was like, they're done pretty much mentally by the end of November. But the one that took place in the fall, I feel like they were really challenging themselves, and they were commenting on it like, okay, I've almost hit all 4 burners, and
then they were tracking, so that kind of does show you that they were striving for that, which I think is good because.
And honestly, the recruiting burner, it was like 1 recruit a month, or you had to prove your recruiting conversation attempts. So it was like you needed to show screenshots of your recruiting attempts each month, like that sort of thing.
So accountability. So that's kind of, that's cool.
I have a couple different things. I do the Rockstar Do and Tell. I do a booking hashtag. So we do that every month as a different theme, and that one is really caught on. They love that one. And then
what is that? What's the booking hashtag?
Each month there's a different hashtag. Like this month it's PC Holiday Cheer, and so they post a GIF that goes along with that hashtag, and whenever they get a new booking, and I have them tell when the party closes, or if it's a cooking show, when the actual date of it is, and tag someone else to get a new booking too. So it's kind of like that snowball throwing thing that somebody did a while back, or beach ball, but we do it each month. And then I just go through before the meeting and scroll through and see and count them up, and then do like the random generator, pick a number, whoever was that number gets a little something.
We do that too, Susan. We do every month. We started it with the snowball. Like how long ago is that?
We started ours a long time ago.
Right?
They love it. It's been
Right. Well, I also added just recently with that is how they got their booking.
Yes, we do that too.
Right? Yeah. Because then they're like, oh wow, she met someone at Ross or whatever, right? So I think that's super too. I don't do a giveaway for that though. It's just kind of a fun thing that we do. You guys probably saw the stocking in there. Ours is like stuffing stockings this year or this month. So I think it works super too, right? There's like
that's like the strongest one for the whole org that they are really into. But I started a couple months ago doing a baby steps to recruiting one. It's starting to catch on now, but I think mainly because in my director bound groups, I'm focusing on it even more there. So once those people are commenting and doing it in the org page, it catches on a little bit better and snowballs. But I have like they just keep tally. They have to keep track of it. So I think that's where it is maybe slower to catch on because they're responsible for keeping track of it more. But they just keep tally marks of the different things they do towards recruiting. And then I do a drawing at the meeting for that. And then I also started doing a cash pot for recruiting where I think it was Krista Moring had shared about this in the Lead Plus program where she does, she puts $2, this is what I do, $2 in for each new recruit in the org, and then whoever recruited them gets a ticket in the drawing. And then at the end of the month, at the next month's meeting, you draw a winner, and if I get entries too. So if my name is drawn, the money stays in and rolls over to the next month. Of course, we implemented this in September and October, where we had our astronomical beating our best with the free kit from conference and then the $29 startup. So it was like, all this money is coming out, but it really got them going with that.
Oh my gosh.
So we do that, the cash pot.
I want to hear more about your baby steps to recruiting hashtag.
So there's a picture I have, which I can post in the thing, and it just basically tells what they can get tickets for. And I just made up a paper that they can print out and just to keep track during the month of, it's just like for tally marks, right? Like, but it's the different things are to add somebody to our opportunity event group, they get a ticket. If they have a guest that's actively participating in the event, they get a ticket. If they have a 3-way conversation with their lead and their director about joining, they get a ticket. If they send a screenshot of a conversation they had with somebody to their director, they get a ticket. If they refer somebody to the Be a Consultant link on their website, they get a ticket. And then I have something called the Inform and Invite 15 list that I've been doing, which is basically like your recruiting contacts, just like who you're just to get them used to asking people and offering, sharing the business. So if they complete 15, like a whole paper of that, they get 3 tickets. And this I really focus on in my director bound group. So again, it's kind of carries over to the org too. And then if they welcome a new teammate, they get 5 tickets.
I'm just going to back up on the inform and invite list. That was 15. So if they inform and invite 15 people a month, they get 3 tickets.
Yeah.
And then what was the last one?
If they welcome a teammate, they get 5.
Oh, yes.
Is that sheet part of on the website, or is that something you made up?
I made these.
And what's the hashtag?
Baby steps. Well, actually, so for this one, what I do is I post the picture. I post the picture on the last day of the month. And I also post it like before our opportunity events as kind of a reminder. Don't forget to keep track of your tickets this month type thing. And then I post it on the last day of the month. And they're supposed to comment with how many tickets they got. And then they get in the drawing if they comment there.
And what do you give away for that one?
All of them are just whatever I have type thing, something. It could be, and it's nothing big, but it could be like some all my team is not local. So
Yeah.
we do virtual meetings, and it's something easy to mail.
Yeah.
Just things I pick up along the way and have a box called team gifts.
Yeah.
Whatever looks good in there.
Yeah. Thank you.
Uh-huh. I do
Okay.
a $5 Starbucks gift card for when I have somebody in my personal team that qualify, like when they qualify, I do that for them as well.
So I forgot, I wrote cash pot down, but what was, when they recruit, you put $2 in.
Mm-hmm.
Even
And then
for
they get a ticket. I mean, they get like their name on a piece of paper in the pot.
Okay.
And then I draw somebody out at the meeting.
Okay.
And if it's my name that's picked, that money just rolls over to the next month.
$2
What
and a
happened
ticket.
in September. And then in October, we doubled our September, which was our previous highest. So it was like $100 in November.
Oh my gosh, that's exciting.
And
All right.
one person wins that?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, well, and we had our 2 highest months ever right there when I implemented it. Not because of that, but because of the other, the
About how much are you, let me see. So that would, I'm just trying to, okay. So you can probably expect about maybe $60 a month on that.
on the cash pot.
I would love to expect $60 a month, Rocky.
Right. We had, I mean, we had like 18 in September and like 31 in October, but then November was like 9, I think, or something. So it's not as, you know, working our way there. But
Yeah.
Oh,
it's not consistently high.
Yeah.
I get it.
Thank you, Rocky. I wasn't being snarky. You know,
Oh,
I was
no.
just joking with you. I wasn't being snarky. Also,
No, I was just, you know,
here. So.
and I got this from Stacy too, is, you know, to always do the math.
Yes, and you have a much bigger organization too. So that would be something that you'd have to, that you would definitely.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm thinking, well, because my personal team needs this right now. So yeah, for sure. I would love to give them $60. You know,
Right.
do it 12 months in a row.
Right?
We have
That's how I started after conference. So I'm like still feeling it out to see how it goes.
We actually have a conference cash pot.
Oh, that's cool.
So whenever we meet our goals, each director puts $10 in the pot. So we have 5 goals a month, and then at the end of the year, we're hoping to give like 5 consultants $100 each to go to conference and help them pay for conference.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so this is the first time we're doing it.
Do any of you do like a virtual bingo with your teams?
Thank you, Laura.
Bye. Thank
Never.
you.
That's something else that I've heard people like in the Lead Plus program that did, and I thought it was interesting and could, you know, help with the culture of virtual, you know, teams that aren't local. But I haven't done it. So
we did bingo. I'm not sure what kind of bingo you're talking about, but we did bingo where they got in to get like bingo cards.
yeah.
And then I mailed all the bingo cards.
Right. How was it? That's the kind I'm talking about. Like,
And I was like,
and you don't do it anymore, so that should tell me, right?
It was, you know what? I would do it like 1 month, you know, like for fun or something.
Gotcha.
But yeah, like Rocky said, like we gotta like do the kiss, you know, keep it simple, sister, because of course you don't want it to be too expensive. So, but it was pretty fun for them. And then we were all on Zoom at the meeting, and I had like the whole little bingo thing, and like people won prizes, and some people had the same cards, right? But not everybody was on live, so they, you know, so it wasn't that big of a deal. Or if 2 people won, I was like, okay, cool, you have 2 prizes. Then I had all these like brown packages behind me wrapped with big numbers on them. And then I'm like, okay, what number do you want? And they're like 8. So then I just put their name on it, and I was like, okay, mail to the mailbox tomorrow, whatever. But it was really fun. But yeah, it depends on how busy.
Like not every month type thing.
Yeah, no, definitely not. I wouldn't do every month, but a special thing. I want to say that we possibly did it January, actually. I want to say that. But you know, it's really cool too. You can actually like download bingo cards. You can just snapshot it and send it to them.
Oh.
You don't have to mail them. I realized that after.
Does anybody do any like Disney incentive? I know last time it was Disney. We did like Disney dollars. I can't remember what it was, but are you anybody doing anything like that? Or
I'm still trying to think of something of what I'm going to do for this upcoming year. Actually, I'm just exhausted from 2019.
I bet.
We met Exec structure, but we had one director last month that wasn't green, so we didn't meet first month qualification, and this month is, you know, so I'm just kind of like focus on January. Like I'm tired. So I'm still trying to figure out what all's gonna happen.
I love chatting with other tired people. It's so refreshing to me.
I know.
We're almost there. It's almost the end of the year.
I know. And I don't know about you guys, but we have I'm part of a retreat planning committee that's the first weekend in January. And so I'm done, but I'm like, now I'm working on that stuff because I have stuff that I'm in.
What retreat is it, Dawn?
It's in Chattanooga.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be in Vegas beginning of January for ours. Are you, Susan, whose team are you on?
Rocky's going too.
I'm under Dot Dwyron.
Okay, I've seen the name. All right.
Where do you live, Anna?
Well, that's what I was going to say. You guys think you're tired. I live in Maine. So literally, I was noticing this earlier when I was out, when it was noon. Up here, I swear the sun goes, it's like Alaska, like on this kind of axis. It's so depressing. So it's like 20 degrees with like 60-mile-an-hour winds today. It's ridiculous. I'm not originally from here, but we've been here for like 25 years. But so my little, while you guys are on Vegas and all these really big things, I'll have my little group of directors in a tiny little cottage on the coast of Maine. I rent it, and it's like in this little, like literally right on the water. We've been doing it for we can only get like 8 or 9 of us in there.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Mom and I were just talking about that.
Yeah. And then we have dinner. I make them a really nice dinner and really, give presents. That's like my Christmas present to my directors. And then spend the night and we do some activities. So this
That's
kind
so
of
special.
thing, like I said, is really
I
big.
wanna go.
I know.
What did you say? You want to go?
Yeah, we're going to crash it.
Well, I'll tell you, because of just how my directors and some things have gone this year, that I actually on the second day am inviting up a couple of team leaders and some people that are like my Fab Fives. Like I invited them to come. So, I've got to just adjust the training a little bit for them. But yeah, and then Freeport is like a outlet town in Maine, so it's like the outlets, but it's all outdoor. It's very quaint. Like even the McDonald's can't have the big arches. Like it has a special sign, and stuff. It's very quaint and very Maine. So we usually break off early and go shopping, and then we go out to dinner and we hang around in our pajamas and have a fire in the fireplace. And
that sounds fun.
It'll be 40.
That's what we
You had me at pajamas.
We like pajamas. So this is great. I really, again, I don't know. I know the other girls had to leave a little bit after too. What about, I really appreciate all of this and for you guys sharing and stuff. I know I didn't have a whole lot to share because again, I'm looking at, just to give you guys a little bit of honesty here. I ended up November and I said to Judy, something's wrong because my organization had $40,000 less than it did in November before. So I'm doing something wrong. That's what spurred this is I don't think I'm doing something right. Like all of a sudden, and it just could be the sick, of whatever was happening. But
No, you have to listen to Marna Ross. She says it's all a life cycle.
Yes. No, I know that. I think it's also a learning kind of thing for me to look at and say, okay, so I do a whole lot of these incentives and sending stuff out versus, again, I've got people on my team I know that have said before they'll do anything for a ribbon. Like they'll do any, and I don't probably do that really well because I think, oh, that's a ribbon. I want the this or the. I still say that I remember working so hard to get my TPC ring. Remember when you used to go out back and they have it on the table before you walk. You guys have been around. You would walk out back, and I remember working so hard for that I went out back. They pulled us back, and then they had the thing, and I found it, and I just started crying. I saw it, and I just started crying. I did not want to walk across the stage. I just wanted that ring. I wanted to be in the club with all them. So it's just sort of coming and figuring out all those different, I think, and realizing what your strengths are and what they're not. So I'm so thankful that we have each other to find more ideas.
I was going to ask Judy if she would just leave our group and start another group, if she, you know what I mean, and not just kick us out and add new people to this group.
I know.
Because we can, continue to support and cheer people on. And I have a different feel about this group than any other group I've been in, any lead group, any other exec bound group. I don't know. So
I agree.
maybe we can all ask her, just leave this group as it is, because
Yeah.
we'll continue to.
So how does she do that? Because this is the first exec bound group that I've been in. So it's come the new year, they invite new people. You don't know.
Let's see. Well, because the picture looks the same as some of the cover photo looks the same as another group that I was in, I can't really tell you. But Dawn was in an exec group, and she said this one's structured completely different than the one you were in before, right?
Yeah. The other one, there really wasn't any accountability, and it wasn't, I don't know, we didn't really have, there was no expectations, and I didn't really get anything out of that one. This one, I feel like I'm getting more out of. I don't know. Maybe it's, I think a lot of times it's what we put into, and I always still feel like I'm learning because I've only been in the business 4 years. So I feel like I can, that everything that I attend, I'm just trying to soak it all in and still learn. But the other group, I don't know. I just didn't feel like it was there was really no expectations or accountability. So even though I might have learned some things, I wasn't really, I don't know, I wasn't getting much out of it because I felt like it was just, because how with like Lead and Lead Plus and Lead Plus Graduate and all of those things we had, accountability and requirements and all of that. And so I feel like in this group, when they set the expectations and said, okay, there's going to be accountability, I felt like it, okay, good, but I don't know. I think like you're saying, Rocky, about the life cycle too, it's like, for me, I feel like, 2 steps forward, 1 step back, like constantly, am I really going to ever get there, So it's hard.
When we've all been at this a lot longer, right, ladies?
A lot of steps forwards and step back. I always said, and I think I told you this, Susan, we've talked before, but that I like what people say, when is like my goal date for executive, again, kind of thing. And I just say, I don't even want to like focus on that. I just want to focus on the bigness, like the bigness of getting those recruiting numbers, getting that activity, just promoting directors, multitude, of them, and being able to support them so they keep, I'm at the point again where I promoted those 2 directors in September. One of them's on our 3rd freaking month. Like, I'm like, I don't know what to do here. Like, because and that's something that I've learned from the first go around is that, and this was Stacy Itzel gave me this permission to say, she knows what she needs to do. We've worked on it. She's got to do it. I cannot do it for her. So I need to move on and focus on somebody else. You know what I mean? And I think that's the hardest thing, but you need to have those numbers to have other people to focus on versus, keep.
I think in our business, it's all across the board. It's kind of like, okay, you have all these parties and some of your hosts invite a bunch of people. Some of them don't. Mm-hmm. Same thing, right? Same thing with new recruits. Some of them come to all the trainings. You can book parties. Some of them don't. It's the same thing with directors. That's what I'm realizing too. It's kind of like, okay, we just got to keep getting more and more and more.
Yes.
It's true. I'm all about like, I don't even want to set a goal date anymore. I'm just like want to just keep overage. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to see people get to that point though. They've made it to director and like to not want more. Like now they're done and I'm like, what do you mean? Why did you work so hard? You're finally there. Let's keep going. And it's kind of like they're like, no, I'm tired. I'm worn out. I can't go anymore. And I get it because we feel that way too. But I guess I don't know. It's hard for me. Like, there are situations and circumstances that people have, health issues, things like that, which can hold them back. But for somebody that just doesn't seem driven, or they seem driven to get there. And now it's like, oh, I don't know. That's what I'm really struggling.
Right? That's like the hardest part of the business is everyone's personalities are different, and everyone has like different confidence levels and issues from their past. And, you know, like, I don't know, like they can handle way more than this person. Like, I mean, I think that's one of the hardest things in the business. And it's like, you have to respect that in them. Like, okay, they are not good at multitasking, you know, or they can only handle one thing at a time or two things at a time. Like when other ones, like, she's like, oh yeah, here, let's do this, you know, and I think that's typically how we are, you know, as upper level leaders, that's how we work. So we're like, what's wrong with these people, you know?
Right.
But I think over time, I've just learned, like, you have to respect who they are and let them, you know, all you can do is offer yourself and do everything that you do the same for everybody. And it's up to them if they want to take it. And it's up to them, you know, what they want to do. Like, we only have control over so much is what I feel like, really, you know?
Yeah.
It's difficult. I get it, believe me.
You know, it's the same kind of thing. You know, I think you're exactly right. We can only do so much, but that's where I think that we as leaders and why we are successful is that I can look at and say, hey, crap, you're $40,000. That's okay. What can I do to change this? What can I do to, you know, instead of saying, that's it.
No, I don't think that is,
Because that's probably the most frustrating, that like this director, you know, she just Marco Polo'd me today and said, was she Marco Polo? No joke. On the 7th, she Marco Polo and said, this mega show I did, it's just, you know, doesn't look like it's going to happen. I said, are you telling me that you are throwing, it is the 7th of the month, you are throwing in the towel? This girl, too, this is her 3rd time as a director. She's re-promoted twice, has folded around to that. And you're going to just, I mean, come on.
It's a habit.
It is a habit. She's, I think, a self-sabotager, you know, those people that, but so again, I'll do what I can, but
they see it, Anna, as it's already the 7th of the month and we're going, you still have 24 days left, you know? So
yeah,
that's the difference. And, you know, I just had a hysterectomy 6 weeks ago and I didn't stop one day. I mean, I didn't stop one day. Mm-hmm. And so for me, I'm like, you know, well, what do you mean you have this? You know, you have a broken nail, like, get over it. Like, let's keep moving, sister. You know?
Yeah. Well, and that was something, that's a great point too. And I just, to throw this out, I was thinking about going on live probably tomorrow on my page and say, guess what? People don't always just buy Pampered Chef for Christmas. Like that, you know what I mean? To remind them that, because I think in their head, they think today's the deadline, nobody, you know, but to say like, we still have 2.5 months or whatever of time to sell, and like to go on and do something live to say that.
It's a normal month. I have a show on the 27th.
Yeah, exactly. That's the best.
I have a show on the 27th of any other month.
That's right. So just as an idea that I was thinking about, you know, and sort of go on some of the different ideas of, you know, what they could do for sales still, but, you know, don't cut it short.
Hence that I'm doing a Mega 911 party tomorrow.
What is the Mega 911?
Thursday. What day is it? I don't know what day it is. Today's Tuesday.
Tuesday.
It's Thursday.
What is a Mega 911?
So I don't know if you guys saw Grace Bott. She went on the director, you know, she went live and she said, about this 911 thing. Yeah. So a bunch of the team has been booking them. But I was thinking, well, hell, let's help these people kind of get some more sales. Maybe, who knows? Because some people don't care about the Christmas delivery. They're just like, whatever, you know? So basically I'm opening up a group and I'm going to run the mega party for just that one day and having the team invite 9 and they invite 1. And I'm doing it virtual for one day on Thursday.
And what do you do? Just posting? Are you going live?
I'm going to post every hour all day, and then I'll go live that evening because I have a couple of I just have a couple of virtuals going on this week. So I go live on Thursdays anyway in my virtual. So yeah, and I just go live in the end and then say, okay, you guys can have till tomorrow to order, basically. So it's just like a quickie.
I love it because we had talked. I loved that 911 idea.
Yeah, so I was trying to get someone to do it. Other people are having success with it, but I figure, heck, if someone else doesn't want to do it, I'm going to do it myself, right? So I said, okay, let's do it. Like I was talking to the director bounds, and I'm like, yeah, let's all do it, So yeah, there's a lot of them on board that they don't even have necessarily 9 people, and they're like, I only have 5, I only have 6. I'm all, come on, bring them on,
One of my directors just did that 911 and, just went live for an hour or whatever. And it was like a $500 and something show. So, I mean, that was pretty good for 1 hour.
Yeah. Let me ask you, I see that's what one is, 1 day or 1 hour. What about, do you incentivize your guests or you just tell them they're guests? You can only invite one person to this.
I'm sorry, you was kind of breaking up.
I'm sorry, like about how to get them to invite, to add somebody to it. Like, do you incentivize them or do you just say, that you can only invite one person?
So you're talking about the consultant asking their 9 people?
They ask their 9 people, and then is there anything to encourage those 9 people to ask that one, each of them are asking one person, right?
I don't think, no, there's no like incentivizing or anything. Like when you say you can only invite one person, like they're just like, oh, I can think of more than that. Only one? You're like, only one,
Yeah.
And then if they're like, oh, I want to buy a bunch more, then you can be like, oh, well then heck, you should just host your own party, kind of thing, right? But no, nothing like that. I did give them a picture and wording to personally invite those 9 and letting them know that this is a special fun thing that we're doing for the first time ever. So yeah, so people are definitely getting bites on it. And so we'll see how it goes on Thursday. Like I said, that's why I always do events. So I did set it up as a group so I can schedule all the posts in every hour, being so I still do have a couple of my own going on. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll see.
My director did some drawings. So she did like a drawing for everybody who went, who was on there live. And then she did a drawing, I think she said if you spend, I don't know, $50 or $75 or something like that, you get entered into a drawing too. So she did like a couple of drawings, but outside of that, I don't know of any like.
Yeah, I'll do giveaways in the party. I thought you were talking about like just getting the people, but yeah, in the party. So we do like booking bags. So I'll post up like booking bags, and then when they grab a bag for every 3, I'm gonna do like a giveaway kind of thing, and but everybody's tracking their own sales because they have their own links, so they are handling all that themselves pretty much. But yeah, I'll do like, hey, we can get whoever comments on this post, if we hit 50 people, I'll do a giveaway, or 25, or whatever. I'll do stuff like that. And then on my lives, I always do giveaways at the end because I do business opportunity time at the end, a Q&A kind of thing. So I always do giveaways at the end anyway. Yeah. And I'll probably give away the host rewards if I get enough.
I love it.
So I guess I've never done a mega party because the link always throws me off, like how people order.
There's no links in the group at all. And so the consultant has to share their link with those that she invited.
So do they like set up a group message with their 9 people or what?
I don't think that's necessary. She can just text message them or whatever. You know what I mean?
Oh, message everybody their 9 people. And then so that when they invite one, that person shares that link with their friend.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can do it as a group. So basically, if you have a picture and you save it to your camera roll and you choose that picture and then choose Facebook Messenger, like I do this with my host all the time, then you can actually choose those 9 people and put the wording in, and then it's going to go separate to all your 9 people. And you just send one time, but it goes separate to all of them. The same message, you could share your link like that.
Wait, where are you doing that from
Okay,
the event?
Okay, so basically you have a picture and you have it on your camera roll, right? Yes. And then do it to us right now, okay, Rocky? Okay. I don't know if you're friends with all of us, but okay, so basically you get your picture. Or want me to do it to you guys and I'll just explain it? Okay, so I'm gonna send you guys a really fun picture right now.
Let's see.
I'll just send it of my grandbaby. Of course, that's the first one that pops up, right? Okay, so then basically you get the picture and then you pick that you want to send it on Messenger, okay? So then I'm going to say I want to send it to Rocky.
Okay, so I'm looking down here at the bottom.
Okay, so is there like a little arrow? Like how do you want to send that picture? You want to send it on email or text or Facebook Messenger?
I found it.
You guys see it?
Yes.
Okay, so then you choose Messenger, right?
Oh,
and then you say, and then you can choose a bunch of people, right? Anna, you have 2 ends, okay. So then you choose a bunch of people, right?
Oh, you lost me. So where again?
Okay, so right when you click Facebook Messenger that you want to send it through, that picture, then your people, all your Facebook people will come up and you can choose who you want.
Oh, I just did it.
You see that? And then you have to hit cancel, and then you're gonna get, hey gals, or whatever you wanna write, hey, here's my link, or whatever, and then you send it, and then it shoots out to all of you guys, but it's separate, not like a group message.
It's not a group message.
Okay, so did you guys just get my picture right now?
Yes.
Sorry, Susan, I don't think we're friends yet.
So,
wait, actually, maybe we are friends, I think. Huh, are we friends?
Let's all be friends with Susan.
We're gonna be friends now.
We're gonna be friends.
Yeah. But see, so you guys all got that, but you don't, it's not like a group message, you see?
Okay,
yeah.
I'll go look at it again where you can type in. Okay.
Makes sense? So I do that for all like my host post. Whenever I do virtual parties, I send the host post out to all of like eight of my hosts in one shot, but they only see it like as if I sent it to them. So it's sort of generalized, you know.
You are a genius.
That is smart.
No, it's just after a while, after you do hundreds and hundreds of virtual parties, you're like, what's the best way to work?
Are you Susan Bossler?
Yeah.
All right.
I gotta go pick up my kids from school.
I know I've got to run. Thank you, girls, so much.
Thank you.
Rocky,
Yeah, thank you, guys.
File on there. Rocky, you
Me?
put a file on there?
Yes.
Because that's
Yes.
amazing. That's changed my life. Thank you,
Oh,
girls.
good. I'm glad.
Thank you.
All right. Well,
Bye.
thank you guys.